All right, what up, Tycoon? Super excited for today's video. We are going to look at Volta, okay, ticker symbol VLTA. This was a viewer request. So if you have any stocks you would like me to cover in the next video, make sure to comment below. I do viewer requests every single week, so I'll be happy to get to it as soon as I can. All right, we're going to jump straight into the chart, and what we're going to look at, okay, is the 3-year weekly chart. So we're going to see the price action from the past 3 years, and we have the volume profile pulled up, okay? That's what all of this is. This is our volume profile. It's very, very effective. Okay, what it's going to do is it's going to show us the volume by price. Okay, so what we can see here is that we have a super high volume node right here. Okay, notice how the bar is all the way out here. This is what's known as a high volume node, right? So we have a high volume node up here right around 988. We have a high volume node here just above $4, and then this right here is our sweet spot. Okay, this is where, if we look in the past 3 years, this is where the most buying and selling has happened on Volta. Okay, so it's up to you to really determine if it's buying volume or selling volume, but I'm going to help break it down for you. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, so we can look at our high volume node right here. All right, I want you to look at where we found resistance. It's right here. Okay, so the way markets work is that price action is going to move from high volume node to high volume node. And what's going to happen is either buyers are going to step in and pivot it above that high volume node to the next level, or sellers are going to step in and pivot it back down at that level. Okay, so it kind of gives you support and resistance by volume just by seeing those levels. You're going to see the major levels, right? And what did we do? We came up to this level, and that's where we're facing our resistance, right? So we came down here. If we have high volume node, okay, came up to this one, faced resistance, and now it's going to be a battle to see, are we going to be able to come up right to here, or are we going to come down back to these levels? Okay. The last thing I want to note on the volume profile is just really how much volume is coming through, especially in the past 3 years. What this tells me is that this is institutions. Okay, institutions are coming in, and they're the ones with really big pockets. Okay, they're the ones who are going to be able to give you this massive volume candles. Okay, it's not going to be retail traders coming in. That's not retail money, and retailers able to move the volume that much. Okay, I don't care if people come in and band together and all try to get in at one prices and stuff like that. It's just not how it works. So if you're looking to go long term on Volta, these aren't bad prices based on the volume profile. We can see that there's a lot of action. Now, that doesn't mean that there's not pain and that we couldn't head lower. Okay, so you got to be mindful of that. But we're going to go through the end of the video. Make sure you stick to the end, okay? Because actually, I'm going to show you guys how to pay and get the stock at the price that you want, and actually earn a little bit of money for doing so, okay? It's called selling cash secured puts. I think it's a really great strategy for this bear market on choosing companies that you want and choosing the price you pay, the price that you want to pay for those companies that you want, all right? So let's go and let's zoom in a little bit more now, okay? And let's go to our daily chart. And what we can see on our daily chart is we had a little bit of a bearish pattern, okay? There was this pattern, across the stock market through several stocks. Cryptocurrencies had the same pattern, okay? And it's an ascending wedge, right? So what's going to happen is you're going to zigzag in through this wedge until you get the break and drop down below, okay? And clearly we got that. That was a very nice play on Volta. Okay, so that explains some of the recent price action. Okay, the Nasdaq also had this very similar setup. Okay, so many stocks have been tumbling, not just Volta, here recently, even after the amazing rallies. All right. So we got a nice bounce off support at $1.92. Okay, we're seeing some bounce. All right, we had to come here and fill this gap. You see how there's a gap in between those two candlesticks? Those fill 90 to 95% of the time. And we can see within about 5 or 6 trading days, that gap went ahead and filled. Okay, buyers tried to push the market higher, but sellers were able to step in as indicated by this wick. Okay, and we pushed down lower. So most likely what's going to happen is we are going to come back down and retest this $1.92 level, okay, giving us a potential W pattern, right, or double bottom at these levels, okay? So there's two ways to play it, right? You can wait for us to come down, and if you want to go long, you can look to see if we'll get that W pattern, that double bottom bounce, right, and have a stop loss below $1.92, maybe here at $1.80, or you can look and see, are we going to test this level, right? Get a small bounce and then break through and head lower. And you can short below $1.92 and getting some put options or whatever you want to do, whatever form, there are going to be some very nice trading setups, right? Again, we're most likely either going to come down here and get a nice double bottom, okay, right here, or we're going to test this level, possibly get another bounce, all right, and give us an inverse cup and handle, right? You see an inverse cup and handle pattern, and then that would result in us dropping lower, okay? So let's draw that again. There's our inverse cup and handle, okay? And then once we break through here, we'll make that move downwards, okay? So that's one pattern that we have. Or again, we have the W, all right? So watch out for those two. If we go down to a smaller time frame, okay, to the 1 hour, things look pretty well on the 1 hour as well, okay? We actually have a cup and handle forming, in my opinion. And these are the levels that you're going to want to watch for, okay? So got them all right here for you, nice and simple. Let's go ahead and make this just a little bit better for you guys. All right. So as you can see, right, here's our cup, right, and here's our handle, okay? So cup and handle pattern right there, pretty simple pattern, all right? And the way you want to trade this, all right, as a technical trader, is what you would do is you would come in here and you're actually looking to get the breakout above this channel, okay? So we have a support level here at 2.2, and we have a resistance at 2.26, resistance at 2.35, and resistance at 2.45, okay? And then support below at 214. These are the levels where you're going to want to try to catch the bounce, okay? So what's going to happen is in a perfect world in the cup and handle, you're going to bounce in between this bearish channel, okay, until you get that breakout to the upside, okay? Now, a lot of times what happens is you can get a false breakout, okay, which is where, let me show you what that is, okay? That would be where we come up here, all right, and then get rejection at this 245 level and head back down, okay? That would be a false breakout. The reason that's a false breakout is because, yes, we did break out of the bearish channel right here, okay, but we did not break out of the total pattern, right? So here's what I mean by that. We get a false breakout to the upside right here and then come back lower. All right. That's something to be cautious of. All right. That's one way that they can fake you out of the play. All right. But once we get over this line here, our 100% retracement, that's when we're going to head upwards, and we have a bullish price target here, and we have a bullish price target here, okay? So Volta is setting up pretty nicely, okay? We have a nice 1 hour chart pattern right here, that you can look to play on Monday, all right? And then for the overall week, I gave you guys the trading setup for the week on Volta. We had that possible double bottom, right? Or we have that possible inverse cup and handle that's going to be forming. So pay attention to those, all right? Some good stuff could be going on here with Volta. And there's lots of ways to make money, okay? We're going to go into how to actually, choose the price that you want to pay. So what you'd have to do is pull up the option chain, and let's just go to this one right here, October. You're going to go to the put side. On the right side, you would right click this, hit sell, single, okay? And what you can do is you can actually collect $20, right? So what this is going to be is this is a contract to purchase 100 shares at $2 a share if Volta, okay, is below $2. If Volta is below $2 a share by October 21st of 2022, you'll be forced to purchase 100 shares at $2. All right. Now, currently, the price is $2.27. So this is a way where you can set your own price and choose the price that you want to pay. You just have to be comfortable owning it and truly owning it at that price. Because let's say by October here on our expiration, let's say we're actually trading at $1 a share. Well, you're still in a contract to buy 100 shares at $2 a share. So it really, you really have to be comfortable when selling a cash secured put and making sure that you want to own those 100 shares at that price, and you're okay in case of it falls lower. That's the biggest and only risk when it comes to cash secured puts. But when it comes to, long-term investing in companies that you want to own for a long time, this is a really good way to set the price that you want to pay and create money on top of it, right? So if we look here, we can go ahead, and I have a little note tab pulled up. So basically what you would get would be 100 shares, okay? So you get 100 shares at $2 a share, all right? you get a credit of $20 for that. All right. So you get the $20 credit. All right. Now your 100 shares is actually going to be $1.80 per share. Okay. So you wanted to buy them at $2 a share, right? But you received a $20 credit for that. So in actuality, you're paying $180 for those 200 shares. So that actually comes out to about $1.80 per share. And again, the price currently, okay, is 227. So what happens if Volta is not below $2 on October 21st? Well, you get to keep this $20 credit and then you don't have to purchase 100 shares. Okay. So you do have to have the capital to purchase those 100 shares. But again, that's what I mean by if you wanted to buy into something, cash secured puts is a good way to buy and get paid to buy stocks at the prices you want to own them at. Right. So appreciate you watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And if you want to see your stock in the next video, make sure to comment below.